Let's talk about the new Apple updates, iOS 14, Big Sur, watchOS, Apple TV, everything's updated. I've actually been in beta for all of these products for some time now, for a few weeks. And I just want to say that overall, I'm really pretty impressed. Let's start with iOS 14. So iOS 14, I was a bit scared to do the beta update because there are a lot of disclaimers, back everything up. You might lose everything. You may not be able to restore it ever again. So I took the chance, went with the beta iOS 14, and really I'm very impressed with it. So overall, it's more of a crisp, clean, responsive, and faster look and feel, I would say. It's definitely beautified. So as far as all of the various the apps, just the tiles, the icons look a lot different, more of a crisp, modern look. And I think it's probably the biggest change that I've seen as far as the look and feel of iOS in a very, very long time, since longer than I can remember, in fact. So I'm definitely impressed with the aesthetics of it in terms of functionality and any crashes. So far, it's been pretty good. I believe the battery life is a little bit depleted. It's going a bit faster than it was before the beta, and often with new iOS updates, I found that to be the case. It seems to get fixed gradually through additional updates, which hopefully will happen soon, because my battery is going, I believe, quite a bit faster than before. I'm sure there's background tasks running that shouldn't be, and just some various glitches. Now in beta, that's to be expected, so that's not a complaint. Hopefully by the time it's public, which won't be much longer, that will all be ironed out. So that's the price you pay for beta. As far as crashes, I really haven't had crashes on my iPhone, so that's been very stable as far as the experience overall goes. There's one significant update that I'm really pleased that I found a while back when Apple introduced an iOS update that installed embedded contact tracing, which of course it's a noble cause to help fight the pandemic. However, the concern is that it would kind of lend itself to exploitation, whether it be by governments around the world, not all of which you can rely on in all ways, whether it be by troll farms and hackers. The fact that the phone would, by default, track your location and those that you're in close proximity with, and where and when you were, and where you are, and with whom. It's a lot of data to be mandated that you're providing through the phone as an embedded feature. So I was a bit concerned that there was no way to turn it off. So I was very pleased when exploring iOS 14 to find that feature now by default for me when I did the update was disabled, and I now have the option to enable it, which I haven't done yet, but it seems like that's come a long way. So I was very pleased to see that. I think it's great as a way to help combat the spread of the coronavirus, obviously. However, it's important to be able to make a personal decision on whether you're comfortable with any potential loss of privacy that may not be exploited, depending on where you are and who might have access to your Wi-Fi connection, or what hackers may be targeting you specifically, or people in your area. So it's more of a comfort zone thing. So it's nice to have the ability to turn that off or on. That is actually great. So other than that, I'm impressed with iOS 14. I think everyone will really enjoy it. As far as mail in iOS 14, there are some issues with mail loading. A lot of times when I open the mail app, there are no email messages, and I have to close it, reopen it, and then there are the thousands of unread messages that haunt me every day of my life. I wish they were all gone, but they all come back. So that's an issue. There's also a little issue with signatures populating automatically. If you have your signature saved, they don't always show up. You have to kind of flip through couple email addresses to get that signature in there. Minor issues. This is beta, to be expected. Let's move on to Mac OS Big Sur. And just a quick disclaimer, I just left the gym. I'm in the new normal fitness routine now, wearing a mask, a 3-ply paper mask while working out, which is very intense. So if you see me sweating profusely and out of breath, that is the reason why. It's maybe the first kind of tech review you've seen with someone that's sweating, having just left the gym seconds ago. Let's talk Big Sur. Big Sur, I must say, I love it. It was a wow experience. So I would say for me personally, it's the most significant update that I've seen on my MacBook Pro since updates that I recall. It's really just such a much sleeker, faster experience, definitely beautified. I'm actually enjoying looking at the desktop, where I used to be at the point where I kind of almost dreaded looking at the desktop. So it's such an overhaul of the look and feel. And not only that, but things just seem to open quicker. They kind of snap open, whereas before they just kind of gradually seem to open at their own pace. So very impressed with just the look and feel, and it seems like everything's running faster. As far as Safari's been updated, I like the features. I like the privacy features. I like how fast it opens new tabs, but I'm not quite comfortable yet with navigating it. Things have moved around a bit, and just for example, to drag a tab into its own new window, it just feels a bit awkward to me, the steps that you take to do that versus before. Some of it's probably just adjusting to the way that it now operates compared to the past. But overall, I'm just not quite adjusted to it yet. Perhaps gradually that'll happen. But it is nice. There are some new features there. With Notes, it has been crashing quite a bit, which also in beta is to be expected. So no real complaint as far as that goes. For me, the biggest noticeable difference would just be speed. It just feels faster. It looks faster. It's crisper. And overall, I feel like I have a brand new computer, which I don't, and so that's been very impressive. I have been reporting some glitches to Apple, such as Adobe, for example. When I open a PDF document with Adobe, it works fine, but as soon as I click Edit, then Adobe immediately crashes instantly every time, so I can't edit PDF documents, which is probably attributed to being in beta. I'm sure that won't happen. At least I hope that won't happen once Big Sur goes public, which won't be a whole lot longer. All of the app updates went fine, no issues there, and overall navigation and the way everything operates is much the same. It's just, I would say, a huge aesthetic and responsiveness and speed update in my opinion. Let's move on to talk briefly about the new watchOS. So I haven't noticed a lot of differences. It does look just a little different. It looks cool. I like the look of it. As far as features go, I haven't noticed a lot of differences yet. And I know there are some. I believe they're not all enabled yet, although once they are, I'm sure that I'll more fully appreciate all that it offers. So at this point, it's just a kind of a minor aesthetic update that I'll dig into more. As far as the new Apple TV update, so I have noticed just the organization, the layout, the feel, everything is definitely aesthetically improved there as well. So there's kind of a consistent trend of a look and feel that seems to have made its way into all devices, which I really do like, and I think you'll all like. It's just kind of more modern and just more responsive. It has a more responsive feel. It's kind of like driving a Ferrari versus driving a much slower vehicle in a sense. So I do appreciate that fully. I've had some weird issues on Apple TV that I don't know if they're attributed to the new Apple TV OS. For example, when streaming Netflix, I have a lot of issues where there's an SSL error. If I'm watching a show in a series, I'll watch one episode, the next episode, SSL error. I have to basically not just close Netflix, but restart Apple TV. Sometimes it happens again. Then I have to actually go into another app like Prime Video, play something there, go back to Netflix, and then it'll play the next episode. Same thing happens. So it's a bit disruptive to binge watching. That'll probably work itself out. It's really only been an issue in Netflix, although in Apple TV itself and in Amazon Prime, there's a bit more lag when playing videos. So I think there are some back-end issues that aren't completely polished that probably will be by the time it goes public. So overall, very positive reviews, very happy with it. I'm sure you'll definitely enjoy it quite a bit. I'd welcome any questions. I'll continue on beta, and I'm providing ongoing feedback to Apple, which I hope that will be helpful as they work out the various kinks and bugs and issues that are to be expected in beta. But honestly, I feel like I have a new iPhone, I have a new iWatch, I have a new computer, and even Apple TV feels new. So all in all, I encourage everyone to do these updates. I haven't found any security concerns as I did in the last major update to my iPhone when it was the forced contact tracing that you couldn't turn off. I was pretty concerned, but now that that's an on-off feature, unless it's embedded somewhere that I don't know about, at this point in time, at least it has the appearance and the assurance within the settings of actually being on off. Now, one thing that I'm actually excited about as far as the new product offering is the Apple One product, which will include a whole suite of products such as Apple TV Plus, which you get for a year for free anyways when you buy a new Apple device. But for those of us that are approaching that year, it's nice to have that included. Also unlimited music. Also, in addition to that, the Apple Arcade is included. And then there are some new inclusions, which are actually really cool. One of them being Fitness Plus, where Apple actually has a team of very exceptional coaches assembled that are apparently working for Apple at Apple. That's got to be the dream job for a coach, Apple coaches, and they'll be providing fresh weekly content that you can watch on Apple TV, on your iPhone, I believe on your Mac as well. I don't think you can watch it on your iWatch, but you can experience it, and also it'll track, if you have an iWatch, it'll track your heart rate. The new iWatch 6 will actually have a blood oxygen level as well. So while you're doing workouts, you can monitor your kind of statistics as far as heart rate and everything else, blood oxygen level, all the different measurements, excessive noise, etc. So it's got a nice display while working out and fresh workouts every week. So I think that'll be really cool. It'll be free, they said in the update today that Apple announced, Tim Cook announced, for 3 months when it first rolls out. Actually, I believe that's on a new device. That's not for everybody. I'm sorry. But I believe the way that's packaged is when you buy a new device, you have 3 months free of Fitness Plus. I don't believe it's 3 months free for everybody. Not quite sure. But I do know that it's $29.95, I believe, US dollars for all of the bundled services and products in one, including fitness, including the unlimited music, including arcade, including Apple TV Plus. So that's a pretty nice package for a reasonable price point, and also including Fitness Plus. Fitness Plus standalone, $9.99 for an individual, and it's just a little bit more for a family of up to 5 people, which can be family and friends, and that's a very good price point for online virtual fitness you can do from anywhere. Thank you for joining this review. Apologize for it being post-workout in the midst of sweat and catching breath after wearing a mask while working out. Please take a moment to click subscribe, the bell and all for notifications, and like, and I will talk to you next time. I hope you enjoy the new updates. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.